Yo, what is up guys, my name is Grizzly, and in today's video I am gonna go through my key bindings. I'm currently a master tier top laner in Europe West, and since my key bindings are quite unique and not a lot of other pro players or high elo players use them, I thought I would share them, and they can be quite advantageous in some scenarios, so let's get right into it. Okay, so as you can see right from the get-go, my key bindings are quite different from the regular setup where you have your abilities on Q, W, E and R, and you have your summoner spells on D and F. So as you can see, I have my abilities on Q, E, R and F, and I use my summoner spells on 1 and 2. My items I use on 3, 4 and 5, and I rarely go to 4 actives, but when I do I can also reach for 6. Some people might find that difficult, but I have gotten used to it throughout my experience playing this game. My trinket is on the button right left to the number 1. So if I just buy my standard items, the left button of the number 1 is basically warning trinket, and as you can see my items are on 3, 4 and 5. So you might be wondering how I move my camera whilst having my mouse right next to my character, and I basically move the camera with W, A, S and D. So it's kind of like moving your camera in an FPS or an MMO, but you're not moving your character, you're moving the camera with it, and I do it whilst clicking with my mouse. So what this does is that it basically lets me have my cursor right at the center of my character almost at all times, which makes it really easy for me to dodge skill shots and be very accurate with my clicks, whilst still not having to be on locked screen. I can move my camera like this, and I can still have exact precision with my cursor near my character. So if you're changing from a regular setup to this, I would say it's quite difficult to get used to at the start, because when you move your camera with the keys, your mouse also moves with it like this, as you can see. But you get used to moving your mouse with the ways you move your camera, so that it gets really smooth, and I don't have any troubles with precision whatsoever. Also, I have my fingers on the W, A, S and D keys most of the time, so that might be troublesome for some people who like to use have their fingers on their abilities at all times, like 4 fingers on their abilities. But a lot of higher elo players and also pro players actually don't have their hand directly on their keys, because they have to reach for smart casting, they have to reach for control when they level up spells and stuff like that. So it's actually good to get used to having your fingers on multiple keys and switching them up. It's also good for when you want to check other lanes. Since I'm in a custom game alone now, I can't do it, but the F keys moves the camera around and lets you see the perspective of your teammates pretty much. It's like locked camera on your teammates, and that's really good to use for checking the map and gathering information really quickly. I basically think that this keybind setup is great for having really precise mouse clicks around your character. Obviously, if you're really good with a regular setup, you can move the camera and quickly like access your character again like this, but both of them works. I just find this like advantageous. The only downside of it is when it's like milliseconds that decide whether or not you win a fight or not, when maybe you like face check a bush, and if I had my like finger on Q, I could reach it like a couple of milliseconds earlier. But even with this setup, when I have my fingers on W, A, S and D, I can reach it very quickly. Like if I were to face check that bush, you see it's still like very fast. Like you have to just get used to it. It just takes a couple of games. But overall, I really like this setup. I've tried the other one, of course, many times, but I just prefer this one. And as you can see, my camera movement isn't that fast, so if you like quickly want to move your camera to check like if there's an evade going on here or something, as you can see, I pull my mouse and I drag with my keyboard. So if I do both of them at the same time, if I just pull the mouse like this, you can see the speed, but if I also hold down, for me that's D, it goes really quick. So yeah, as you can see, the speed varies depending on if I click it in as well. So I can be really precise with moving my camera around exactly as I want to, and I just think in general it's really good for like having versatile hand movements and being able to basically reach a lot of buttons. But mostly you do this for precise mouse movement. I would say that this actually benefits lower elo players even more, because I have seen a lot of my friends play who are like gold and platinum, and what they do is they click around here like all the time. So when a skill shot comes to them, they like have to like click like this, and as you can see, the movement of my character is like really slow compared to if I just do like this. I can like dodge much easier if I click close to my character. So that's the gist of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.